welcome to the Myers Family Homeschool. So today I want to shoot a video for you guys that has been requested to show you guys our homeschool setup. I've actually done this video a couple times, but never in a place where it lasted for more than 24 hours or where it was easy to find. So I wanted to do this video today to answer a few common questions that I get about our homeschool, because it is different than what most people think about when they think about homeschool. And I just thought it would be helpful if I kind of walked you guys through our day and our setup and told you how we do things, because I haven't really found my homeschooling groove until the last couple years. We've been homeschooling now, this is our 6th year, and it took me until last year to kind of actually find what works best for us, how we flow easily. And so if you're just now starting out homeschool and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, girlfriend, you got time. You got time. And you will eventually find what works for you. So Annie is in 5th grade and Andy is in 1st grade, and then I have 2 that will start school next year. They're only 18 months apart, Eli and Ruthie, so I probably will start them together at the same time, see how they do. If it doesn't go well, we can always wait, because I'm the principal and the teacher and I get to decide. We use Abeka Academy. Now, that means I work more as the facilitator, and because I'm the facilitator and I have 2 children in 2 different grades, and then I also have 2 children who are not in school yet, and we live in a small house, that means our homeschool setup is a little different than what you may see portrayed online. We don't have a dedicated homeschool room. We just kind of work with the space that we have. So the way Abeka Academy works is that every day my children have lessons from a teacher that have been pre-recorded. They listen to their lessons, they do their work, and then I'm the one who makes sure they're doing their work. I get their work out for the day, and then I grade their papers. And that has worked really well for us because it puts me in the job of facilitator and not teacher, of which I found my strength is not in teaching small children facts. I can cook them lunch all day long. Woot woot. So we knew that homeschooling was still very important to us, and that's why we chose Abeka Academy, because it did make things work for our family dynamic and what we would like to do. So Annie is in the 5th grade, and she doesn't concentrate very well if she's around anybody else. So we had to put her here. She's in her room, and I'm going to show you her desk. She's in here, and she does her lessons in here on my old laptop. And there are a couple perimeters for her. She is not allowed to use the internet. She is only allowed to do her lessons. Sometimes during the Christmas season, we'll let her use Pandora radio and listen to Christmas music, but she's not allowed to get on different browsers and browse around the internet, just her school lessons. I'll show you her cart in just a minute. It's usually in here. It's not in here right now. And so this is just, this is going to be an unconventional YouTube video because I'm not going to do outtakes. So this is Annie's desk beside her. Let me try to scoot this down a little bit. That was too far. This is her desk. This is beside her bed, and there's the laptop back there. So she sits here. She's got her pencils and her rulers and stuff like that in the cubbies underneath, and her pencil sharpener. And then, of course, you know, she's 5, so she has her doodads there. And this is where she sits and does school. And I'm able to walk by and check on her. She's able to come and get me if she needs it, but she's also in this space that's her own, and she's not distracted by the 2 little children who are running around. Obviously, she still hears them because we live in a small house, but this has worked out better for her. I've tried her in the kitchen. I've tried her downstairs. Neither one of those worked. This is the situation and the space that has worked for her. Because during the time that the older 2 are in school, my younger 2 stay and play in the playroom. It's where I can hear them. I know they can't escape. Because there's no out down there. And they have all of their toys down there to play, and their music and their books and their blocks and all of that, and they play down there. I mean, I can hear them. I can check on them in between when I'm working with the other kids, and that's just where they stay. Trying to school in the same area where 2 small children are playing doesn't work for my 2 children because they can't segment their life. They're like, well, why are they over there playing and I have to sit here and do math? That's not fair. You know what? I'm not in the business of being fair. I'm your mama. But I do want to make it easy for them. So Annie's back here, and then I'm going to walk you to the part of the house where I do everything else. And I'd love to tell you that I cleaned up and tidied up before I started this video. That'd be a big old fat honking lie. I did not. There's also no outtakes, so we're just going to talk while we walk. How about that? Okay, so Our house is small, but we like it here. It does mean that sometimes we have to make some changes and just kind of adjust things. So I've walked down the hall and now I'm in the living room. And here is our setup in the living room for Andy. So Annie uses the streaming classes. That means she pulls up her laptop, she logs in with her login information, and she can do her lessons. We didn't have the option to do that in here because we have this monitor and a DVD player in here, and Andy uses the DVD lessons. So you can order the DVD lessons from Abeka and you use them for the year, and when you're done you send them back to them. So every morning he has a DVD that he starts. This is an old computer monitor that he watches his lesson on, and then he sits right here on the couch, and he has a lap desk, but he usually will do a lot of his work right here at our coffee table. And that's just where he likes to sit. I'm working literally in the next room in the kitchen with my computer and other things, and with the kids and cooking and all of that. So we're all together in a small space, but separated so that we all have the ability to get our work done. So let me maybe just a little bit more over here. So down here I have a crate, and then in this cabinet right here I also have another crate. And those two crates are where I store things. Now, that's where I keep their paperwork, it's where I keep their extra books, and that's so that if we need to do school at a different location, I can just pick up our crates and go. I don't have to pull everything out of the cabinet and put them down in things, and I can literally just pick up our crates and we can go, and that's a big game changer for us. So we have those in there. And one crate is Annie's and one crate is Andy's, and then I have hanging file folders. I don't know if you can see in the middle. In the middle, I put hanging file folders in between the books in each crate, and that's where I store their completed work. So with Abeka, you're going to get your teacher's manual right here. And the reason I love it as the facilitator is that each day is planned out for me with each subject, and it tells me what books they need, what pages, and what they're learning in that day's lesson, so that I know the day ahead. And that's what I do, is I plan a day ahead. So for example, today when they finish their lessons for today, which were lesson 66, then I graded all their paperwork here at the coffee table, and then I went ahead and I prepared their work for tomorrow, so that in the morning, because we start school around 9, they can just take their work, it's already ready. I don't have to scramble in the morning to get that ready. They just pick up their papers and they're ready to go. That has really saved me. I tried to do it the morning of every day, and I just always felt like I was scrambling. So they start around 9, and if they can concentrate, they'll finish around lunchtime or 1, sometimes 2 if it's one of those days, but it really doesn't take them long to listen to their lessons and do their work. The hardest part is getting them to, listen to their lessons and do their work. So that's just a good general time frame, around 9, between 9 and 1. 2, I usually say 2 to most people who ask when we're going to be done with school, just to give us that little bit of cushion. Now, so Andy's lesson is here. He's sitting behind me right here on the couch doing his work, and all of his papers will come out of the crate that are stored underneath here, and then Annie's are right here. And here's Annie's crate. So cart, I said crate, didn't I? So this is an IKEA cart. I've seen them at Sam's and other places, but this is what stays with me and her. So I fix her school for the next day, and I put it right here. Andy's school for the next day, you might see it, it's stacked right there behind, because he's sitting right here to do school. So he just picks up those papers right there. But here's Annie's papers on the top for her the next day for school. There's her notebook and her Bible for Bible time, and then her extra books are down here in the bottom. So then if we need to go somewhere, I will just pull this off of the top, pop it in her crate, and we'll be able to go. But she knows each morning as we start school, she'll come in here and get her crate for the day, and she'll just roll this to her crate. I keep calling it a crate. It's a cart. Homeschool moms don't know English. She will roll this to her room, and then she'll have everything right there. And this has worked really well for us. I've tried a few different things. I've tried keeping things, all of them, on the shelf really nice. That made it harder for us to just go if we needed to do school somewhere else. If Barry and I were going to be gone and the kids wanted to do school at their mama's, it was harder for me to put everything together. This has just kind of made it easier for us to move, but also be functional here while we're at home. And that's what we'll do. That's what we do every single day, 9 o'clock. Both kids, they know where to go. Andy knows to turn on his DVD. Andy knows to start her lessons. They pick up their schoolwork. They school from about 9 to 1. When they're finished, they bring me all their finished work. I sit here at the table. I grade it. I put it in all the file folders that it needs to go in. I prepare their work for the next day, and we just rinse and repeat every single day. And it has worked really well for us. We love Abeka. I see us using it for the foreseeable future. I don't see me changing unless something drastic happens or we decide to go a different route. But also separating the kids and keeping them to let them have their own space to learn has also been what we needed to do to make our homeschool function. So don't feel like if you look at somebody else's homeschool room or dedicated space or even mine and think, oh, I don't really want to do that. The goal whenever you watch other people's homeschool videos, and me showing you this, is not so that you can make yours look exactly like mine, but that you can look at mine and pick out things that you think that may work for you, or maybe you've been curious about Abeka but you didn't really know how it worked. You weren't sure if you wanted to be the facilitator. Then to pick out different pieces from my videos and other people's videos and maybe morning basket videos and put the things together to make your own homeschool soup to what works for you. So this is how we do it. You knew I wasn't going to get through a video without a song. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any more questions about how Abeka Academy works, just let us know below. I do prefer the streaming over the DVDs, but for now, and the setup we have, and the extra monitor and the DVD player, we are one doing streaming and one doing DVDs, and it's no big deal. But if I had to tell you my preference, it would be the streaming. So you guys have a great day. Let me know your questions down below. If you have any homeschooling video requests, I know I'm not a homeschool blogger, but I also don't mind to talk about that whenever you guys have questions. So thank you very much, and you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.